they're doing.
Now, a lot of the stuff's going to be over a lot of people's head who are going to see this in the beginning, because you're like the advanced enforcement guy. And so take me back, but before we get to that too far, take me back down to the beginning. Like, when you and I first met, you told me the story about how your dad was in the court, and then your neighbors were at the Federal Reserve. Can you tell me back to the beginning about where you grew up and how that all happened?
I grew up in the Bay Area in Cupertino, home of Apple Computer. And my dad was a judge and law school professor there, and he actually was doing that in the 70s and 80s when they switched over to this commercial bonding underwriting system for the courts because they were broke. And so they decided under Ronald Reagan's tenure that they were going to use the GSA bond. So they created the 1418 form, which is basically, it says it's a bond for anything other than a construction contract. So they started using those GSA forms to bond the court cases to extract money from the estate of the defendants so they could fund themselves. And my dad kind of flipped out, and he's just like, and you want me to do this with no bonding and underwriting and no securities license? He's like, oh, hell no. And so I had to, as I was working in my dad's, law office and clerking and things like that, I had to write his checks to his surety company because he bonded himself. He's like, I'm not going without a bond doing this kind of stuff. If I get sued, I'm going to jail. He's like, no way am I doing that. So, he had a really hard time with that. And it just so happened that my dad was also the general counsel for my aunt and uncle's bank. They Arizona State Bank and Mojave State Bank. So, we would spend a lot of time during the holidays and summers and stuff like that. And I would go into the bank with my uncle, who was the president. My aunt was the CFO. And so I got to see the underpinnings on how, like, loans are not loans, they're an extension of your credit. Because our next door neighbor was the TILA officer, the Truth in Lending Officer for the Federal Reserve. So yeah, there's no loan, it's an extension of credit. This is actually extremely well known. It's documented in Title 12. It's documented all over the Federal Reserve's website. But you go into a court case and you say there was no loan, it was an extension of my credit, and they gaslight you. Well, fine, then that thing is a trust. Revoke and revest that thing, and let's liquidate it. Let's go after the indenture trustee for embezzlement, and we'll take you in the U.S. tax court.
So,
right?
Welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. I am your host, Fearless Floyd, and I'll be right back. I'm buffering again. And I'm back. Moving. Thank you. Again, I don't understand the technical difficulties. I keep telling StreamYard after everything I do that I'm having technical issues, but is what it is, and we'll work through it. I am getting a Zoom subscription soon, very soon. All right. Again, let me preface this video. By all means, I am not doing a hit piece on Todd Duell, but I'm gonna let you make my own mind up what it sounds like. For those of you who didn't catch part one, which I thought was just going to be one video, and 2 hours in, we're like, gang, man, I haven't even hardly scratched the surface digging into the material, to the record. The only thing that counts, the only thing that matters. And so I scheduled, this would happen. I started doing my own research into Todd Duell. Is this somebody I want to follow, listen to, pay to get an education consultation, materials, whatever that looks like? Okay. I don't know. So I'm doing my research, and I'm doing what any dumb moron with any kind of common sense would do. Is who are these people? What are they all about? What's their track record look like? They call it a track record for a reason, so you can track their record. So I think the show was Friday, and I hit him up Thursday, December 4th. And this is what I sent him on text. Hi, Todd. And if you find any of this out of line, put a comment over here. Leave a comment below. If you think I did a good job, give me a thumbs up or a like or whatever you can do over here. Hi, Todd. My name is Floyd Pleasant Tarvin IV, creator, host of the Fearless Floyd Show. I've been watching your interviews, and your premise piqued my curiosities. Like any good researcher, I went straight to the record. Yours, Pacer and Dawson. Don't take this personally, but all of your interviews were softballs. My audience would like to hear from the horse's mouth, meaning you and someone questioning you with meaning and depth, and not a cheerleader, promoter, or such. I'm doing a show tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. He's in Hawaii, so he's 4 hours behind me, in which I will inquire into each of your legal filings in Pacer and Dawson, parentheses, which I cannot open. I'll address that in a minute, close parentheses, and review your legal acumen. I'm multiple published and have filed just about every legal vehicle known seeking relief in various aspects of my then circumstances. In such, I am cordially and graciously reaching out to invite you to appear as a guest on my show, either tonight or, sorry, I got a call, tonight or another date. I've been doing this since 2013 and have been investigated by the FBI and United States Postal Service inspector twice, Secret Service and IRS in my endeavors, and still here and free. I know who all the players are in this community, who's legit, who's scamming, who's a legal moron, plenty of these. You are more than welcome to search my full name for my bona fides. I'm generally free every day for a conversation, a show, or to share knowledge and experiences. You can call, text, or email me at all my information that's on my website. I seriously hope and desire you'll entertain my invitation to appear or at least have a conversation. Happy holidays and all the best, Floyd. That was at 2:54 p.m. Thursday, December 4th, Central Standard Time. Well before my show. He replied at 3:17, 20 minutes later, roughly. This is what, quote, I only work with IRS, CID, and other professionals that have been in court 30 plus years winning on the accounting. For example, one of my partners has discharged over $500 million in tax issues with the IRS. He has never lost. 5 minutes later, he posted again. 2 weeks ago, we also beat the IRS in U.S. tax court for a client. They walked away with $450K. I immediately texted back, is that a yes or a no? I waited an hour for a reply. Didn't hear anything back. I texted, I am not disputing your success. And I have not heard back. So I went ahead and did the show and dove into Pacer. If you don't know what Pacer is the U.S. Federal Court database for bankruptcy courts, civil, criminal, and appellate. Dawson, which I mentioned, is the database for the U.S. tax court. So Todd does have a pending case in his name in the U.S. tax court database. For some reason, I can't open that case. Well, I'll go attempt to try again during the show, but just as I'm telling you, I already have. So I believe there's 18 cases in PACER that Todd is a litigant in, and I got into 4 of them. Now, every page that I open up and look at, it costs 10 cents. So if I open up a filing and the filing's 45 pages, that's $4.50. So I haven't, since I did part 1, I haven't jumped back into PACER and done any more investigations. I just let that sleeping dog lie. However, because I did do the video and a few people have watched it, and as you can tell from my voice, let me drink some water before I lose it. I'm already losing my voice because I've been talking on the phone all day. Literally, came down here, started working, and the phone didn't stop until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So my father was like, okay, I think I need to go take a shower and change clothes. So here I am. But during those conversations, we were obviously discussing Todd Duell and some other subjects. And as I kept taking a deeper dive, it got odder and odder. And look, folks, I just go where the facts are, okay? I've invited him on the show. I wish to God he would have accepted that invitation, or at least had a conversation with me. Because I would like to ask him some, tough questions. Because I'm going to show you some things that you're going to go, now, in my own opinion, in my personal experience, when I do investigations like this into folks, okay, the gurus who pop up, and I see red flags, or I see the appearance of a red flag, to me, that's a red flag. I'm going to accept it as a red flag, even if it's not. But when I get a pattern, a track record of these red flags or appearances of red flags, and they start to add up, and then pretty soon you see nothing but red flags, and you have to question everything. Now, whether he's been successful or not, I have no idea. I haven't seen anything, and I've told you guys time and time again, man, I've got money. I can pay for whatever class or whatever material or whatever consultation. Absolutely. And I got a lot of people that'll pay to have the real deal. Absolutely. We're the ones that are cautious. We've been through all the gurus. We know who they are. We talk to them sometimes. Other times, why do we need to talk to them? They haven't moved any more forward along than anybody else. So, got a new strategy? Try that. So I've been through this over and over and over. And, you don't have to listen to me. You're more than welcome to go do your own dang research. I tell everybody, don't listen to me. I'm just dumb as a box of rocks. I'm dumber than a box of rocks. I'm just a moron who talks to his laptop all day, every day. Go do your own research. Don't make me cuss you out about it. Because I will. So I try to be blunt to the point. Now, some of you who do follow me know that I've been mediating a deal between Sabrina Wallace's former partner and Dr. Ed Group. Well, Ed hit me up and reached out today and left me a voice text. So thank you for that, Ed. And I passed along the message to yours truly. hopefully there may be a breakthrough there and we can get a meeting of the minds and people sit down at the table and break bread. That's how I roll. As a man of substance with honor, good faith, and clean hands at all times, I'm just seeking the truth. People are going to make baseless allegations or allegations against somebody who's more than willing to come to the table, come on a podcast. I mean, I can make a lot happen. A lot. Y'all would be surprised. There's a lot of things I don't do on purpose. There's a lot of things I do on purpose. And when you play around in this field of highly intellectual individuals, some of them are brilliant. They have no common sense. Some of them are brilliant and they're also clever. And then there's ones that are brilliant and they're just all criminal minded. They just don't know any other way. So some of these folks out there, they can be very dangerous. So all I want to do is find, hey, I could care less who you are. I could care less what your background is, as long as you're not some crazy whacked out pedophile serial killer. Yeah. But if you're like just a normal person, you went to jail for DWI or burglary or trespass, some stupid ass shit, you weren't kind of crazy as I was. Hey, look, man, I overlook all that stuff. I actually look at it like, oh, you've been to prison? And I'm going to find out what kind of lessons you learned, if you learned any at all, or if you're one of those jackasses that played in the day room all day long, didn't do anything with yourself, just wasted your time. So it's a large playing field. So when I come across people like this, you just like pop out of the woodwork and go, okay, look, guess what? You see that rainbow? I'll take you to the pot of gold at the end. Okay, what's the catch? Well, I got this subscription thing, or I got this book, or I got this class, or I do consultations. How many? Matter of fact, I got a call today. Guy called, and I swiped to get it, and it missed it. So I took my dog out. Called him back. He goes, oh my God, it's you. I'm like, yeah, why? I mean, that just blows me away when y'all call me and you're like, oh my God, it's really you. And I'm like, well, who'd you expect to answer my phone? I tell you guys to call me. I mean that. And I talk to you for free about anything. You have a question, I answer it, and I don't charge you. I do have paid consultation on my website, but you know what? That's part of my sobriety and my recovery, that I give back to all the shit I took from people. And it didn't matter what I took them, whether it was physically something I took them, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, because I used to be a dirtbag asshole. I used to be a real gangsta. When I tell you folks, I'm the person your parents warned you about. If they didn't, oh, they goddamn sure have. I was that guy. Good looking, well spoken, wasn't well educated, but somehow I winged it. Always had money and loved to party and have fun. And boy, did we. Boy, did we. As I tell everybody, there's nothing in this town that I haven't done, that you can't take me to do, that I haven't done to the extreme already. Party with rock stars, celebrities, athletes, penthouse, crack houses, orgies, penthouse pets, Playboy centerfolds. Come on, man. Next. Done all that. It's so funny. I go out with my buddy Juan, and, it's funny now because I'm like out going, oh, I remember that fishbowl. Anyway, back to the show. So, Todd Duell. As I dove in today, more and more inconsistencies popped up. That's why I played you that first little clip there. And I was like, yeah, I remember you say his dad was a judge. So if his dad was a judge, he'd be easy to find. And then I went back and looked at the transcripts, which I downloaded from YouTube, put over into a Microsoft Word file, and did a word search and found it. Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah, law professor too. Aunt and uncle owned a bank in Arizona. All this information should just be like right there on the internet, right? You should just like, and it should be right up. A judge, obviously an attorney with a law office where Todd said he used to write checks to the underwriters, right? The sureties. So a judge and a law professor, you would think would be pretty well known. Hang on one second. Oh, yeah. I told you I had a lot of conversation today. My phone's blowing up. So all this information that he keeps talking about, you should be able to find it. It shouldn't be any problem. You should put a search and it pops right up. Oh, here's Judge Duell in Cupertino, California, the Bay Area, California, county court judge, federal judge. I don't know. So, as I said, folks, this is not a hit piece. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But instead of doing it behind the scenes like I do, I decided instead if it's going to cost me, 18, and there's, let's just say 100 documents in each one, that's 1,800 times 10 cents. So it's $18. So instead of spending $36 going through all that documentation, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do it one time, but I'm going to do it in a video. I'm going to do a show on it. Well, 2 hours, it's like I barely broke the surface. So the reason I want to stay under 2 hours is because I can do AI shorts and give you guys clips. So the first one, is that the one I want to show you first? Yeah, let's go this one. Please find a Todd Allen Duell. It's a reply. There are multiple individuals named Todd Allen Duell. Let me get you a full screen here. Provided the information, but the most prominent and consistent profile refers to a technology professional and entrepreneur. All right. Please pay real close attention to this. Todd Allen Duell is the CIO, Chief Information Officer of Formulations Pro, Inc., a position he has held since 1997. He has been developing custom and commercial solutions using FileMaker Pro since 1989 and holds an MBA in technology management. He is a certified FileMaker Pro developer and a member of the FileMaker Business Alliance since 1998. Duell has authored more than 500 technical articles, white papers, and open source databases, and has created over 50 commercial databases and web-based applications for multinational corporations. He is a regular contributor to Advisor Magazine and the FileMaker TechNet Resource Library at FileMaker Inc., and frequently speaks at conferences on topics such as 21 CFR 11 and HIPAA compliance. On a personal level, Duell has been an avid triathlete for over 25 years, competing in more than 300 races with numerous top 3 age group finishes and over 100 top 10 overall finishes. He has completed 12 Ironman events, including the race in Kona, Hawaii. He has also played outfield for the Magic Sports Unforgiven, a major plus-rated men's tournament softball team, achieving significant success, including winning the SSUSA California State Championship and the World Series in 2010. In February 2016, Duell was arrested by the Ventura County Sheriff's Department for allegedly making criminal threats by phone to an employee of PennyMac Loan Services in Moore Park, California. During the investigation, police discovered 3 handguns, a rifle, and approximately 5,000 rounds of ammunition at his San Diego residence. He was released on a $200,000 bail and faced prosecution for the alleged offense. Following his arrest, Duell filed multiple UCC-1 financing statements against the property of several individuals, including retired Captain Stephen Wade, District Attorney Gregory Totten, and the Superior Court of California, County of Ventura, which were later ruled fraudulent and stricken by the court. In 2021, a U.S. magistrate judge recommended that Duell be deemed a vexatious litigant due to a pattern of filing frivolous lawsuits. In a 2024 federal case, it was noted that Duell receives only $290 per month from SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and has no other financial resources. In a 2024 federal case, it was noted that Duell receives only $290 per month from SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and has no other financial resources. There's also a separate individual named Todd David Duell who passed away on March 4th, 2025. May he rest in peace in Graham, North Carolina at the age of 45. This person is distinct from Todd Allen Duell as he was an art teacher and lived in North Carolina, not San Diego, and his death occurred after the legal issues involving Todd Allen Duell. So I guess it's the one deceased, but there you go with Todd Allen Duell. So my question is how does somebody with an MBA in technology management, which you would think it would be a great MBA to have at this day and age, right? With all the AI and robotics. And how he is just a really prolific writer. Why he stopped all that. It seems that he was once quite the magnificent $6 million man type of triathlete. And then in 2016, it looks like everything just fell apart. And in 2021, which we covered last night, Judge Shashi Kelaramani, how's that from memory? I believe she was the judge who designated Duell to be a vexatious litigant due to a pattern of frivolous filings, and I acknowledged I too am a vexatious litigant. That's a whole nother story. I went into it in part 1. I'm not going to readdress it here. So that's what they do to shut down prisoners who are indigent and cannot afford I think it's $505 now to file a Section 1983 civil rights lawsuit. So it adds up real quick. Otherwise, your case goes under 1915A, which is a screening. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to get screened by a magistrate judge. And yeah. And eventually, if you're too much of a thorn in their side, they deem you a vexatious litigant. And that's how they tried to shut me down. So I've been through all this personally, so I completely understand all of that. So, right, you saw all that. So let's go over here. We're going to look at this tab. This is Court Listener. Get my happy ass off here. So this is Todd Duell. And I can do, there's the name. I'll hit enter. So it resets for you. nothing pops up. So let's do Todd Duell. So when I saw this, I was like, huh, nothing, not a damn thing. So I always look for myself. Like, I'm kind of well known around this camp. Let's see what it says about me. 24 opinions. You fucking pest. You vexatious litigant. So yeah. Just some of my bona fides, folks. That's a 12-year law career. And it didn't begin in 2006. It began July 10th, 2001. And it has not ended. But I stopped litigating in 2013 because they just flat were not going to let me win no matter what I did. So back over here to Todd. So I put my name in because I knew, I know I'm published. As you see what these say, 24 published. Published, folks. Y'all put that in y'all's cap. Let's go over here and we're going to do Todd Duell. This is not a my dick's bigger than your dick kind of race. It's research. Who is he? What's he about? Is he published? I tell y'all folks that I was multi-published. I meant that. So when I tell you I know what I'm doing, yeah. Now, am I 24-0? No, absolutely freaking not. I am probably I don't know why he sent that on text. He should just send it all on Telegram. That's why I use Telegram, folks. Uninterrupted communications. So, yeah, back to Todd here. So, I like to go find out what's what, and that's what I got. So, I'm already. I can think I can log in. Yeah, that should be right. I'll just get an account. I ain't tripping. Y'all gonna make me go through all that. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm supposed to have an account with this California Secretary of State. I don't know why I don't, but I don't. But that's cool. I'll come back to it. So let me get back over here. Oh, that's that one. Let me, wrong tab. All right. So basically, California Secretary of State's .gov, UCC search, Todd Duell. 20 results. Here they all are. And every one of them have lapsed. So Todd is the secured party creditor, or it's the Todd Duell Trust. But Stephen Wade, you know who that is. That's the retired captain. That's the DA. I don't know who that is, or those two. We know Jacob Blue is. We know John Kerry is. Michael Hunt, obviously, he's an attorney. Oh, we even got the California Attorney General, Kamala Harris. I would believe that's his ex-wife. He filed one on Internal Revenue Service, Equifax, TransUnion, toll roads in Irvine, California. Holy cow. Whole bunch of debtors over on this one. Yep, Kamala Harris, Attorney General. John Kerry. Oh, why picking on John Kerry? Oh, what just happened? Whoops. Really? Oh, wrong tab. Sorry. Anyway, back to these. There's Jacob Blue, obviously Treasury Secretary, Court Executive Officer, Administrator, Clerk. Again, the clerk. Jeanine Aragon Cruz, Andrew Chang, John August Frobos, Jamie Garza, Stan Curlin. Oh, this is Penny Mac. And there's the DA. There's the cop. And Bruce Young. He's a judge. So it looks like filed all these back then. He was locked up in 2020 for making threats against the Penny Mac people. So it almost sounds like he was paralleling someone else that filed fraudulent UCC ones without mentioning any names. Same time period. Both got in trouble about the same time. Did they get an education in jail and prison and then bring it out on the streets and try to effectuate it? I don't know. It would be nice if Todd was here. I could ask him these questions, don't you think? So we could address some of this, oddity. In fact, Todd Duell has been involved in multiple legal actions related to Uniform Commercial Code UCC filings against public officials in Ventura County, California. In 2016, following his arrest by the Ventura County Sheriff's Department on allegations of making criminal threats, Duell filed UCC-1 statements against the property of Gregory Totten, the District Attorney of Ventura County, naming Totten as a secured debtor of Todd Duell, Todd Duell, and the Duell Family Trust. These filings were deemed false and fraudulent, and in October 2018, a court granted Totten's petition to strike and release the encumbrances, awarded civil penalties of $15,000, and issued a permanent injunction barring Duell from filing further UCC statements against Ventura County employees without court approval. Similarly, Duell filed 2 UCC notices of encumbrance against Stephen Wade, a retired captain with the Ventura County Sheriff's Department, after his arrest, naming Wade as the secured debtor of Todd Duell and the Duell Family Trust. Wade filed his petition alleging the filings were false, fraudulent, and intended to harass him, and sought their removal, civil penalties, and an injunction against future filings. While the outcome of this specific case is not detailed in the provided context, the pattern of such filings is consistent with prior legal actions against public officials. These actions are part of a broader pattern of legal filings by Duell, including a federal habeas corpus petition in the Central District of California, which was dismissed with prejudice and led to Duell being deemed a vexatious litigant. The UCC filings are viewed as part of a series of actions that have been characterized as attempts to harass public officials, with courts finding such filings to be in violation of California Code of Civil Procedure Section 765.010, which prohibits filing false liens with the intent to harass or hinder public officers. Wow. Surprised they didn't file charges on him for filing a fraudulent lien. That's a thing. So let's go take a deeper dive. Search for a law school professor Duell. And let me refresh that for you so you guys know it's the real deal. The provided search results do not contain any information about a law school professor named Duell. The results discuss various professors in legal matters, including a lawsuit involving USC Gould professors Camille Greer Rich and Stephen M. Rich, the missing SMU law professor Charles M. Hosch, and the arrest of Harvard Law School professor Carlos Portugal Gouveia, but none of these individuals match the name Duell. Therefore, based on the available information, no relevant details about a law school professor by that name can be confirmed. All right, well, let's go do a judge search, right? We can skip through all this because it has nothing to do with it, but there is no known legal or judicial figure named Judge Duell. in the official court system or legal databases. If you're seeking information about a specific judge in a legal context, resources such as the Court Listener, Westlaw, Lexis Plus, or Bloomberg Law can be used to research judges by name, court, or jurisdiction, providing access to biographical data, case histories, and litigation analytics. For federal judges in the U.S., PACER is the official system for accessing court filings and opinions, though it requires an account and may involve fees. Huh. Okay. There's no information available in the provided context about any banks owned or run by individuals or entities named Duell in Arizona. The search results list various banks and credit unions operating in Arizona, including USAA, Federal Savings Bank, Western Alliance Bank, BNC National Bank, and others, but none are associated with the name Duell. Well, I don't know if he was adopted. I don't know if there's a different name. His dad have a different name. Hey, Todd. No, he's not here. Damn. That thing again. Right. So we did those two things. This is just me farting around looking for stuff while we are messing around in my conversations. Whoops. Let me remove my happy ass. Okay, we're going to log into Pacer. That's me. We're going to find parties. Woo! Because we like to party. And like I told you, 18 cases, right? And obviously from the purple, we went through 4. Did we not? So we know this one right here, Gore, this is related to his incarceration. You can look at the date. I believe this one is also regarding, most of this is regarding his incarceration. And you wonder why they called him a vexatious litigant? So let's go see what else we got here. We did not dive into this one last night. Here, y'all keep up. Come on. All right, so we go right here to the docket report. Just click that. And we're going to click Run Report. And here we go. We got this case. It's assigned to Judge Houston, referred to Magistrate Judge Shopler. It is a Section 1983 under Title 42 Prison Civil Rights Litigation. And the defendant is the sheriff/warden. His public defender. He sued his public defender. He filed a civil rights lawsuit against his public defender. Huh. Well, this is going to be interesting. All right. Complaint with jury demand against Abraham Genzer, William Gore, filed by Todd Duell. $400 filing fee not paid. Informa pauperis application was filed. And he did a civil cover sheet. The new case number, it's assigned. There you go. And because he came in on the IFP, I told you the case gets screened per 28 U.S.C. 1915A. Did I not? Yes, I did. 60 pages. Here we go, folks. $10. Oh, total pages 31, $3.10. I want my $3. Come on. Show me the money. Come on. Here we go. Unable to create combined. Okay, well, I ain't tripping. Give me one. Now we're going to find out if he uses the standard form, because they have a form that you can get out of the law library and use. Yep, so there it is. All right, so here we go. Jurisdiction is invoked pursuant to 28-1343 and 42 U.S.C. 1983. If you wish to assert jurisdiction under different or additional authority, list them below. So he came in under 28 U.S.C. 2201 and 2202, 28, 2283, and 2284. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 65. On top of my head, I don't know what those are. I have the book. It's in the garage. I can go get it, but y'all can go look that up. I'm sure we'll get to it here in a minute. Explain how the defendant was acting under the color of law. At all times, the defendant acted under color of law. Well, that's not much of an explanation if you ask me, but okay. At all times, defendant acted under, okay. Well, let's keep it simple. Causes of action. You may attach additional pages supporting the following civil rights violated. Access to courts, due process, right to be let alone, self-representation, medical care, private contract, liberty, cruel, and unusual punishment. Okay. Supporting facts. Take notice. Due to the combined effect of multiple rights violations by multiple state actors, the cause of action would lose context if described one right at a time. It is therefore more appropriate to describe all the facts in chronological order. Rights are continuing to be violated. See attachment 1. Number 2, right to medical care, right to life, right to liberty. And his supporting facts are: take notice based on the totality of the conditions, even though individual conditions might not be unconstitutional on their own, they add up to create an overall effect that is unconstitutional, and possible remedy is to release me at liberty to protect my life. See attachment 2. No third ground, previous lawsuits. So have you filed any other lawsuits in state or federal courts dealing with the same or similar facts involved in this case? No. This was filed when? 2020. Okay. So, request for relief. Whenever you're reading a legal document, you want to read the title. You're going to go up here. Okay, what is this? This is, there's the title, a complaint under Civil Rights Act 42 U.S.C. Section 1983. That tells me exactly what this is. Okay, well, what the hell does he want? What's he asking for? What kind of relief? What kind of remedy? So hang on, I went too far. as usual. There we go. Request for relief. Plaintiff requests that this court grant the following relief: an injunction preventing defendants. See attachment 4 for injunction and declaratory relief. Thank you, Floyd. Damages in the sum of to be determined. Punitive damages to be determined. Other plaintiffs' cost in this suit. Any other relief of this court deems just, proper, and equitable. All right, equity. Yay! Go equity! Plaintiff demands a trial by jury. I have read the foregoing complaint and hereby verify that the matters alleged therein are true, except as to matters alleged on it. I don't know what that says. Something and belief. And as these, I believe them to be true. Declaring a penalty of perjury, blah, 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 blah. Todd Duell. Settler. Beneficiary. Without recourse. Without prejudice. At arm's length. He's the affiant. Attachment 1. And here's the story if y'all want to listen to it. In January 2019, I as trustee, instructed Abraham Ginsner to turn over the IRS documents and accounting for the private complex irrevocable trust in his possession because taxes were due. Abraham Ginsner refused, informing me that I should file an extension. I informed him that the IRS does not allow extensions for UCC-1 filings to receive tax credits and refunds for 1099 miscellaneous, 1099A, 1099 OID for bank deposit expansion, and that the trust would be fined. Abraham Ginsner still refused. Let me jack this up. Whoops. 2. Abraham Ginsner was warned, I'm not going to read all these, that he did not have jurisdiction over the trust, nor was he a trustee or beneficiary. A second demand was made to turn over the trust accounting in writing, email. He refused to respond. In Texas, they actually have a government and an administrative code where they can refuse to reply to a prison correspondence. Absolutely. Upon information and belief for fiscal year 2018 and 2019, the beneficiaries of the trust were fined at least $82,000 and are still accumulating fines and fees due to the IRS. Estimated losses to the trusts exceed $1.4 million in tax credits and refunds through bank deposit expansion. Total losses will not be known until a forensic audit can be performed with the records in his possession. Now, remember, this is 2020, folks. And in a sworn court filing of an application for informa pauperis, Todd Duell clearly stated that he has no income other than $284 for SNAP? Is he being disingenuous? I don't know. You tell me. This is 2024, so I don't know if he was in prison in 2024 or jail, or I don't know where he was. Abraham Ginzer knowingly caused substantial and avoidable damage to the trust and beneficiaries. Abram Ginzer claims to be a financial expert. Therefore, he should have reasonable competence between the difference of private and statutory trusts, and that the IRS does not tolerate trust fraud, late filings, reporting errors, or omissions which are not permitted within federal statutory guidelines, bank deposit expansion having no exception. Have you dealt with the IRS, bro? They will send you letter after letter after letter after letter telling you they need another 90 days until you just forget. And they never send what you want. That's just my experience. I don't know. Your experience may be different. Number 5, on May 31st, 2019, in a meeting with Abram Ginzer at GBDF/George Bailey Detention Facility, he informed me that he would sequester me in the holding tank and proceed without me being present. Then claim I was present by having me appear when he was done. This was a result of me giving him limited scope of authority in writing. He has done this at each court appearance. See Exhibit B. True copy. My business attorney, Tony Diab, witnessed this act. They're on the same team. The bar team. Number 6, there is no law that requires that I accept assistance of counsel for defense. Actually, the holding case is Ferretta versus California, literally. After 2 meetings with Abram, Ginzer refused instructions to use certified state and federal documents and affidavits in his possession to my positive defense, nor file appropriate motions based on the evidence. I sent Abram Ginzer and Angela Bartosik multiple letters that he was fired for cause and was to request discharge by the court. Abram Ginzer was provided with written communication explaining each document and all the evidence in detail, including more than 200 Supreme Court rulings, statutes at large, treaties, federal statutory law, federal common law, UCC codes, IRS code, bonds, CUSIPs, and private law, stare decisis remedy from 2016. He refused to respond in writing as instructed. Angela Bartosik did not respond. In October 2019, upon information told to me by Kelly Duell, Abram Ginzer told her that I was crazy and needed a psychiatric evaluation. Abram Ginzer then called me and told me that he scheduled a psychiatric evaluation. I instructed him that I did not consent and there was no proof that I am a danger to myself or others. Abram Ginzer then scheduled the evaluation without my consent to medical treatment. Now, if I remember correctly, when you file I filed so many different legal vehicles. But if I remember correctly, when you file a Civil Rights 1983 or civil lawsuit federal court, under the civil rules of procedure, you can request one of your opposing party to have a psychological evaluation. Absolutely. Yeah. And I tried to force that hand too many times. Why do you think they labeled me a vexatious litigant? Why do you think they just shut me down every time because I knew I knew the law. And when I threw the law in their face, they were like, you think you're Mr. Know-it-all, huh? Well, guess what you don't have? What, Floyd? A bar number. Ha 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 ha. You got a warehouse receipt number. Wear it proudly, sir. Abram Ginsner then scheduled the evaluation without my consent to medical treatment. When the psychiatrist arrived, I did not consent to her medical treatment. Abram Ginsner called me the next day and told me that I would be required to see a psychiatrist and the court would order it without my consent. I have observed this abuse of legal process being used as an evil weapon against the dozens of defendants that simply demand their right to a trial, to wear them down, to take a deal, while the public defenders motion the court for tolling delays to avoid costly trials, not in their budget or within their staffing availability or expertise. Can't argue with any of that. Number 9, on November 19th, 2019, I filed a Marsden motion to present the evidence in my possession that would exonerate me and to discharge Abram Ginsner. The judge refused to go through any of the points, refused to accept all the certified evidence, and refused my repeated instructions to discharge Abram Ginsner. Abram Ginsner then motioned the court to seal the motion and evidence and instructed the court to order psychiatric hold. I repeatedly instructed the judge that I did not consent to these orders and fired at Abram Ginsner. Verbally to the judge, she ignored my instructions. Now, I tell everybody, when you're going up against fraud and corruption, you ain't got no win. None whatsoever. And then when you start throwing this, what they call sovereign citizen paperwork, and start taking that sovereign citizen stance, then you're really in trouble. I'm reading the comments over here on the Ebony Music Legends 1. Yes, Todd said his dad was a judge. I played that at the very beginning. He is on LinkedIn. No, it's Todd Duell. Well, I hope he can take care of your issue over there with probation. January 9th, 2020, I was taken to the psychiatrist by sheriff's deputies. At the meeting, I invoked my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent and then handed the male psychiatrist an affidavit, Exhibit C, and instructed him to place it on the public side of the court as evidence. Psychiatrist told me I was well within my rights to refuse and invoke my right to remain silent. At the hearing, approximately 3 weeks later, I did not see my affidavit. It was on yellow paper, submitted by Abram Ginsner with the report from the psychiatrist. I overheard the judge ask Adam Ginsner if this was going to be a recurring loop. Although just a scheduling court, I spoke directly to the judge and read the affidavit to her. She then scheduled a second psychiatric evaluation for March 5th, 2020, without my consent at the direction of Adam Ginsner. Oh, man. so many horror stories from California courts. And yeah, it's pathetic. Number 10. When I returned to the detention center, I filed a grievance with the affidavit and submitted it to the facility commander and Sheriff Gore as trustees to submit a true copy of the affidavit to the court and provide proof of filing. They did not respond. No, they did not. That's not in their job description. That shit went right in the trash can. I've seen it. I've worked for these people in prison, man. And I know that. Number 11 on, and I'm gonna wrap it up with this one. How far am I into this show? Hour 12. Yeah, because I want to move on to another one. I mean, we can go through this. He can sit here and tell us his story after story. I lived this story. I was not, required to have a psychological evaluation. They already knew I was fucking crazy. We don't need a second opinion on this guy. He's toast. Yeah, let's go to the very end down here. There's the civil cover sheet. Recognize it immediately. And there he went on the 550 Civil Rights, 1983. Envelope. They always scan the envelope. And I guess this is another affidavit of truth. All right. So, I know it's a long dive. I'm going to change your pace over here for you guys. Adios, muchacho. All right, here we go. Welcome to Dawson. Y'all want me to log in? Welcome, Floyd, Pleasant, Tarvin, the Fourth. Well, thank you. Can we go do some searching? So we're going to search for a case. Are you ready? Boom. No matches found. I don't have any cases. Here we go. All right. Y'all ready? Whew. Man, look at that. We're going to go all United States, international. We're going international. Oh, there's two now. Okay. This one was filed yesterday, 2 days ago. Whoo-hoo. Told you there was one in here, didn't I? Didn't I? Let's go look at this one. What you got, Todd? Todd's a busy man. I guess that's why he couldn't come on the show. He was too busy filing another instrument into the United States Tax Court. Party. 260 pages petition. And as you see, I can't open anything. There's nothing you can click on to open these documents. So, request for place of trial at Honolulu, Hawaii. Filing fee was paid. I don't know what the filing fee is in U.S. Tax Court. Caption of the case is amended to Todd Duell, petitioner versus Commissioner of Internal Revenue. Respondent to Todd Duell, petitioner versus Commissioner of Internal Revenue. Respondent. Docket number is amended from 15253-25W to 15253-25. Notice of receipt of petition, 3 pages. Notice of attachments in the nature of evidence. These were filed today. I don't know what B stands for. Parties. Petition R. He's a petitioner and respondent, so that's odd. But for some reason, you can't open any of these to read them, which sucks, even though you have an account. Let's see what this looks like. All right, so this is what pops up as the printable. Basically the same thing with the PDF. All right, so we're back to this one. So docket record. Oh, why it's got me kicked out again. Let me log back in. That's weird. Okay. You can only see your case. You can see other people's, but you can't dig into it. All right, I get it now. Let's see if we can do it this way. And same thing. No difference. No links. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Oh, let's go back there. No, I don't want to go there. I want to go. Oh, here we go. This is a new one. Request for place of trial at Washington District of Columbia. Not served. Filed by petitioner. Petition. Filing fee paid. Again, against the Commissioner of Internal Revenue Service. So that's it for Dawson. He has those 2 cases now. So let me go back over here. Yeah, he's in the list of felons. Or wannabes. All right. So, uh-oh. This is new. This one was not here last night. Again, boy, he was a busy boy on Thursday. Duell versus Commissioner of Social Security. Docket report. These we can go look at. All right. So what do we have here? We have a 28-361 petition for writ of mandamus. It's referred to the magistrate judge Rom Trader. Social Security Commissioner. And writ of mandamus against the Commissioner of Social Security. He paid a $405 filing fee. Please refer to civil case number. So he's trying to make somebody move. So let's go look at it, what his writ looks like. I filed, God damn, I filed so many writs of mandamus, I was blue in the face. You do not have permission to view this document. Why not? I want to view it. I want to read the filing fee. I want to read the case assignment. She got back quick. I do not have permission to view this document. What? I'm logged in. I'm a logger. Yeah, what's up? I got money. I'm ready to spend it. Come on, 20 cents. Break me. Break me, break me, break me. Sometimes you got to be cleverer than the next guy. Damn, still can't see it. That's where I jumped over at. Let's go look at number 2. Come on, I'll take y'all with me. Yep, don't have permission to view that document either. Even though I can go look at the other ones, I can't look at these. So let me go back again, back one more time. All right, go back to, so I can't look at this one yet. This is a new one. This one lasted a hot rockin' 2 months. This is a Title 15 USC 1692 Fair Debt Collection Act. He's trying to collect a debt from the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. Jeff McColber's defendant is the secretary. California Franchise Tax Board. Selby Dana Sloss, Executive Officer, and Malia Cohn, State Controller. Complaint. This is 23 pages. Wait for it to load. Todd Duell by special appearance in propria persona. The United States District Court for the District of Hawaii, California Department of Corrections. We already read all that. This is a civil case. It was filed in the year 2025. That's the actual case number, 248. That's the district judge. That is the who? The magistrate judge, Floyd. Oh, thanks. Comes down to the plaintiff, Todd Duell, pro per, appearing specially and not generally, and files a petition for this complaint addressed to Jeff McComber, Secretary of California Department of Corrections Rehabilitations, and to blah, 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 blah. Alleges as follows. Take notice, the Treasury Direct account, now stated as the account number, is opened and all records are publicly available at Secretary of State of Colorado under... Guess who also filed their UCC1 in Colorado? Some dude named Floyd. That's why I'm laughing. Under no circumstances is defendant pro se as this complaint is filed under the holder in due course, Todd Duell, of the Sestri KV Trust of Todd Duell. Take notice. The agency agreement, Title 5 USC Section 551, has been terminated. The common law trustee, in accord with Title 50 USC Section 4312, has been terminated. Bar counsel, acting under presumption of legal title, Title 50 USC Section 4312, has been terminated. Bar counsel, acting under the presumption of 50 USC Section 4312 for the plaintiff, are knowingly, intentionally, willfully, and actively engaged in a private trespass and restraint of trade against the estate of Todd Duell. Legal and equitable title has been revoked and revested under the merger rule for the Todd Duell estate. See also 26 USC sections 7206, 671 through 677. Jurisdiction. This is an action for a complaint. This court has jurisdiction pursuant to Title 28 USC Section 1331. This action includes issues for bar violations of the Fair Debt Collections Practice Act 15 USC Section 1692G, including but not limited to identity theft, accounting fraud, 26 USC Section 7201, fraud and false statements and concealment, 26 USC Section 7206, securities fraud, SEC Rule 10B-5, 18 USC Sections 472 and 475. That's the Federal Criminal Code. Embezzlement under 26 USC Section 671 through 677. Wire fraud, again under 18 USC Section 1343. Defendants owe taxes under Title 26 USC Section 108 IB4. This court has jurisdiction pursuant to 28 USC Section 1332. The amount in controversy exceeds $75,000. Petitioner Todd Duell is a resident of Honolulu, Hawaii, state of Hawaii. Defendants are located in California. We've already gone through the parties. A notice, a take notice, not a judicial notice, a take notice. I reserve all rights to join any additional indispensable parties as they become known. Invoking equity rules. Plaintiff is invoking the right to exclusive equity rules. The matter at hand may be complex as a result of knowledgeable, intentional, and willful fraud and concealment committed by the defendants. Plaintiff is aware that the defendant's standard defense will likely be to operate with unclean hands and use the plausible deniability or nonsensical in an attempt to argue irrelevant statutes, codes, and case law to conceal accounting records and securities from the plaintiff, who has revoked and revested legal and equitable title under the merger rule as a grantor, bailor, owner, and beneficiary, citing 26 U.S.C. 676, and to this court when they are the accountants, public trustees, and allegedly the holders of the debt instruments operating under color of law, citing 42 U.S.C. section 1983, that's civil rights, and 18 U.S.C. sections 242 and 245, and with unclean hands at all times. Defendants are in willful default to private administrative process under 15 U.S.C. section 1692G to both verify and validate the alleged debt by providing certified GAAP accounting, IRS records, and the mandatory bid, performance, and payment bonds. How do we know the Ventura Court started the process to open the 1099-A bid, performance, and payment bonds? See IRS instructions for 1099-A and C, page 3, 5C, in parentheses, who must file, and page 4, when is a debt canceled, in conjunction with the supplied CUSIP reports, which are proof of the securitization of the bid, performance, and payment bonds. There is no case law for GAAP accounting. Take notice. Any sovereign citizen claims over accounting records will be considered as sounding and liable and result in a cross complaint. There is no such thing as a sovereign citizen in a debtor-creditor legal relationship. This court is encouraged to review the securities and accounting records in camera. That means in judges' chambers. Caveat, caveat, caveat. Real sad you have to throw that in there. Basic demand to perform. Plaintiff is not arguing law, venue, and jurisdiction. Plaintiff does not waive any rights at any time. Plaintiff demands to defendants are simple in nature. Number one, defendants willfully stepped through multiple UCC-1 liens and extracted property from the J.P. Morgan Chase bank account of the secured party without consent. Plaintiff demands the property be immediately returned. Number two, produce the certified GAAP accounting records so the IRS taxes can be filed properly. In other words, state the remedy to set off and discharge all the commercial liabilities for the charge against the estate. Number three, produce the 1099-A copy C. That would be the third one of the carbonless triplicate form for each security instrument opened against, the Todd Duell estate, as well as the 1099-C, B, and or OID for the remedy to cancel and discharge and revoke and revest legal and equitable title. Produce each bid, performance, and payment bond for inspections for identity theft. Plaintiff did not authorize a 1099-A nor bid, payment, and performance bonds to be opened in plaintiff's name as the principal and or surety. Number five, produce the securities license and bonding and underwriting policy for the person responsible for opening the securities. Complaint. Number one, Todd Duell is the trustor, trustee, secured party creditor, holder in due course, and principal owner for the Todd Duell estate. See Colorado Secretary of State, UCC filing number. Go look it up. Number two, legal and equitable title for the Todd Duell estate has been revoked and revested under the merger rule. See also 26 U.S.C. sections 7206 and 671 through 677. Number three, California Franchise Tax Board is operating as a debt collector for the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. Number four, CDCR claims they are the holder of a debt security instrument for Todd Duell estate. Number 5, on or about February 21st, 2025, Selvi Stanislaus, Executive Officer, and Malia Cohen, State Controller for the CFTB, which is the California Franchise Tax Board, were served with a non-negotiable notice of debt validation request via United States Postal Service certified mail, restricted delivery, number, blah, 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 which appears to be accepted according to the U.S. Postal Records. See Exhibit A. Number 6, neither Selvi Stanislaus nor Malia Cohen responded to the debt validation request. On or about March 27, 2025, Selvi Stanislaus, Executive Officer, and Malia Cohen, State Controller for the CFTB, were served with non-negotiable notice of fault and opportunity cure via USPS certified mail, restricted delivery, which appears to be accepted according with U.S. Postal Records. See Exhibit B. So it looks like he's trying to do a private administrative process on these folks. Number 8, neither Selvi Stanislaus or Malia Cohen responded to the notice of fault and opportunity cure. Number 9, on or about April 17, 2025, Selvi Stanislaus, Executive Officer, and Malia Cohen, State Controller for the CFTB, were served with non-negotiable notice of default and final statement via U.S. certified mail, restricted delivery, which appears to be accepted according to the U.S. Postal Records. Neither Selvi Stanislaus nor Malia Cohen responded to the notice of default and final settlement. Number 11, on or about April 17, 2025, Jeff McComber, Secretary of CDCR, and Gavin Newsom, Governor, were served with non-negotiable notice of default and final statement via USPS certified mail, restricted delivery, which appears to be accepted according to U.S. Postal Records. Number 12, neither Jeff McComber nor Gavin Newsom responded to the notice of default and final statement. Number 13, the alleged debit is invalidated by their willful refusal to respond with the requested evidence of the debt security instruments, IRS 1099-A, bid, performance, and payment bonds. Number 14, several phone call attempts were made to the office of Shane Hoefling, Chief Counsel, Legal Division for the CFTB. It appears that he refuses to return any calls to privately resolve this issue. Number 15, several phone call attempts were made to the Office of Legal Affairs, Jennifer Neal, General Counsel for CDCR. It appears that she refuses to return any calls to privately resolve this matter. 16, the CUSIPs for the alleged debt instruments are, there's your 4 CUSIPs. And number 17, plaintiff is declaring identity theft. Plaintiff never authorized the filing of an IRS 1099-A bid, performance, payments bond in plaintiff's name, making plaintiff the principal and or surety. Plaintiff's signature is a forgery on all such instruments. Number 18, plaintiff has filed IRS Form 14039, Affidavit of Identity Theft, and a criminal complaint with the Federal Trade Commission to demand an audit and investigate to produce the accounting records and forged security instruments. See Exhibit D. Number 19. How many? Okay, we're halfway there. It appears the defendants are willfully engaged in accounting fraud in violation of 26 U.S.C. 7201. I was able to receive initial accounting records from the IRS Criminal Investigation Division for the open securities in the name of Todd Duell estate. Number 20, it appears that defendants are willfully engaged in fraud and false statements and concealment of the securities in violation of 26 U.S.C. Section 7206. They refuse to supply any of the evidence of the securities to inspect for identity theft and information to properly file taxes with the IRS. Number 21, it appears that the defendants are willfully engaged in securities fraud in violation of SEC Rule 10b-5, 18 U.S.C. 472-475 by claiming there is no CUSIP, no 1099-A, no bid, performance, and payment bond securities, and no accounting records. The CUSIPs appear as evidence of the securitization of the administrative court's mandatory bid, performance, and payment bonds. Number 22, plaintiff has standing to sue under SEC Rule 10b-5. Plaintiff has lost property. Number 23, a UCC1 lien appears on the JP Morgan Chase bank account. See Colorado Secretary of State UCC1- whatever. The defendants knowingly, intentionally, and willfully stepped through this additional lien and extracted $157,803.24, which appears to be wire fraud in violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 1343. A demand was made to return said funds, which was ignored and assumed to be refused by the defendants in lieu of litigation and trial, which is now wasting the valuable time and resources of this honorable court and taxpayer dollars to pay for litigation when the defendants are knowingly, intentionally, and willfully in default and potentially engaged in criminal activity, including RICO, and subject to civil penalties in accordance with 18 U.S.C. 3571 while operating under cover of law at all times. 42 U.S.C. Section 1983, 18 U.S.C. Sections 242, 245. Number 24, plaintiff has revoked and revested legal and equitable title for the bid, performance, and payment bonds in accordance with 26 U.S.C. Sections 7206 and 671 through 677. Secured party owns all pecuniary interest in the securities. As the grantor, bailor, owner, and beneficiary of the securities, they are the plaintiff's property. This complaint is a demand for the full refund, not only of the money extracted from the J.P. Morgan Chase bank account, but 100% of the entire pecuniary interest of the revoked and revested securities. See Exhibit E. 25. A UCC-1 lien has been filed with the Colorado Secretary of State, UCC number, the IRS records, GAAP accounting records, bid, performance, and payment bonds are plaintiff's property. This complaint is a demand to bring plaintiff's records and property forward for inspection, set-off, settlement, discharge, closure of all accounts, and evidence for possible criminal prosecution by the persons responsible for creating and selling said securities without a securities license, bonding and underwriting, and without plaintiff's knowledge or consent. See 26 U.S.C. Section 108. IB4, the debtors, defendants owe taxes due. See Exhibit F. 26. An active GSA bond is lodged in the Ventura County Court. Case number and this other case number for set-off, settlement, discharge, and closure of all accounts in accordance with 28 U.S.C. Sections 2041 through 2045, 48 CFR Section 53.228, 41 CFR Sections 105-55.030, 26 U.S.C. Section 6325, and 31 U.S.C. Section 3123. Settlement tender is payment paid. Debt is discharged. It appears the Ventura Court refuses to process the securities on my motion and order to the court, which is akin to discharge to the extent of the amount of the tender of all the alleged liabilities. See also UCC Section 3-603B. True bill. True bill. Bill. Oh boy, you won't bring Bill into it. Including currently known violations based upon the following known and unknown corporations, agencies, and or individuals operating in conjunction with each other via an undisclosed agency agreement. Number 1, Superior Court of California, County of Ventura. Number 2, Ventura District Attorney. Number 3, California Department of Corrections. Number 4, California Franchise Tax Board. Number 5, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. 18, U.S.C. 3571, sentence of fine. A, in general, a defendant who has been found guilty of an offense may be sentenced to pay a fine. B, fines for individuals, except as provided in subsection E of this section. An individual who has been found guilty of an offense may be fined not more than the greatest of 1, the amount specified in the law setting forth the offense. Number 2, the applicable amount under subsection D of this section. Number 3, for a felony, not more than $250,000. 4, for a misdemeanor resulting in death, not more than $250,000. What? A misdemeanor resulting in death? Okay. I told you California was weird. Or 5, for a Class A misdemeanor that does not result in death, not more than $100,000. Ooh, that's a lick for a damn misdemeanor. Number 6, for a Class B or a Class C misdemeanor that does not result in death, not more than $5,000. That's a little bit more reasonable. Or number 7, for an infraction, not more than $5,000. C, fines for organizations, except as provided in subsection E of this section. An organization that has been found guilty for an offense may be fined not more than the greatest of, number one, the amount specified in the law setting forth the offense. Number two, the applicable amount under subsection D of this section. Number three, for a felony of not more than $500,000. Number four, for a misdemeanor resulting in death, not more than $500,000. Number five, for a Class A misdemeanor, it's basically the same thing, just repeat it in itself, except for the Class C. These are bumped up to $10,000 over the 5. I can keep going on and on. You want to read all that? No, I didn't think so. So here we go. Number one, we got the JP Morgan Chase account with that had been liquidated of $157,803.24. Wire fraud, $500,000 times 5 is $2.5 million. And Fair Debt Collection Protection Act, 1,000 times 5 is $5,000. Identity theft, 500,000 times 5, so we're getting another 2.5. Accounting fraud, 2.5. Fraud and false statements, another 2.5. Securities fraud, 2.5. Securities fraud, 2.5. Securities fraud, 2.5. Embezzlement, 10 million. I missed a zero there. And securities, last but not least, to be determined. So we are at a tentative total, some certain demand of $27,662,803.24 and an amount to be determined at a later date. With an asterisk, plaintiff reserves all rights to amend the true bill as additional violations are discovered. Jury trial demanded, blah, 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 blah. So this actually looks like his prayer for relief, which it was, and it is not labeled prayer for relief. Is it not? Did I miss something here between here and here? I didn't think so. So what did I tell you at the very beginning? Go read the title. What is the legal vehicle and what the hell do they want? Damn pests. Wherefore, plaintiff Todd Duell motions and instructs this court to grant the following relief. Please, 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 can I have a favor? Number one, order declarative relief that any alleged debt owed by the plaintiff has been invalidated in accordance with the default under FDCPA. Number two, order injunctive relief to cease and desist all collection efforts for any alleged debt owed by the plaintiff in accordance with the default under the FDCPA. Number three, order the return in the amount of $157,803.24 plus reasonable interest and punitive damages. Number four, order the production of the IRS 1099-A, B, C, OID for each security instrument to enable the taxes to be filed properly with the IRS. Number five, order the production of the certified gap accounting for the securities and any and all other securities opened by the defendants related to the original charge against the estate. Number six, order the production of the bid, performance, and payment bonds for plaintiff's inspection and inspection of this court, the IRS, the FTC, and any other investigating agency. Number seven, order the defendants to proceed to process the bond lodged in the Ventura County Court for set-off, settlement, discharge, and closure of this account. Number eight, order the production of the securities license and bonding and underwriting policy for the person that opened the bonds. Number nine. This court shall report to the persons responsible for the forging of said securities to the U.S. Attorney and Securities and Exchange Commission for possible civil and or criminal prosecution. How about administrative? Just yank their license. That would be also a request. Number 10, repay the plaintiff for all costs associated with this case. Number 11, for any other such relief that this court deems just and equitable for the pecuniary gains made by the defendants of their unjust enrichment. Did I say that out loud? God, And I'm just thinking aloud again. So anyway, here you go. Todd Duell, trustee, principal owner, secured party creditor, holder in due course, internationally protected person, public law 94-467, public law 92-539, without prejudice, without recourse. Make up your mind, sir. Colorado Secretary of State, UCC 1 filing number, DBA, doing business as Todd Duell Trust. And I'm at an hour and 51 minutes. So this is going to conclude part 2. We're going to go 4 parts. What part 4 looks like, I have no idea. Part 3, we're going to go back through some more of these cases. We're going to read some more of this awesome literature. But I want you to go back and watch this video again from the very beginning, and you can fast forward through it. But listen to everything, and are you seeing the red flags that I'm seeing? Do you have questions that one would normally ask? I don't know if he's right. I don't know if he's wrong. I don't know if he actually has the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and he's just waiting for you to come get it. Hopefully, I say this about all of them who pop up like this. Hopefully they have a solution. If they do, hey, I got money. I got friends with money, and we know how to spend it frugally and wisely. And if you really have the real deal, we're here. We're ready to spend it. Please do business with us. I mean, I don't know if what y'all think about the invitation that I sent him. I mean, was, y'all didn't give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Y'all didn't say anything about that. Yeah, y'all let me know. See what y'all think. I thought I handled it all correctly and on the up and up, straightforward, no bullshit. I'm not gonna, you're coming on my show, so you're not gonna get a pom-pom cheerleader on the sidelines going, "Oh, go Todd, go Todd, go." No, I want to dive in, and I'm going to question why you did this, why you did that, and how this curve of your legal education just like you went from NASA to SpaceX. Yeah, how'd you do that? So inquiring minds want to know. You piqued my curiosity, and I'd love to hear more. And I'd love to ask you particular questions. So it is what it is, folks. Guess what? I'm going to do a blowout. Y'all stay tuned. It's coming. Got Cyber Monday deals rolling left and right. Oh, I didn't even run the banner, did I? Yeah. Banner. Cyber Monday sale. It's running until December 7th. So if there's some deals that you'll want, go get them. Class. I got a suggestion from one of the viewers, and we were talking about the health directive and the will and testament. So I decided I was going to combine those 2 classes in together. So if you want to do that, you get 2 for 1 on that deal. That's part of the Cyber Monday sale. So the classes will be on the 13th at 7 p.m. tentatively scheduled unless something changes. If it does change, it'll probably get bumped into January from the looks of things, but hopefully we can get it done on the 13th. On the 20th, we have the trust accounting class where we're going to do another live class so we can get get a clear recording without any technical issues. So y'all come along. I don't know when I'm going to do part 3 and part 4. Just, stick around, look for it. I'll do it whenever. As you can see, my voice is already shot. So I'm going to go drink some hot tea and honey and fix myself up. Thank you very much if you made it here to the end, for spending your time, money, and energy with me about the subject. I hope you learned something. I hope it educated you. I really do. If I don't see you before Monday, y'all have a safe and happy weekend. Stay warm. God bless you. Safe travels if you're traveling. And I'll see you in the next video. Good night, everybody.